How's the royal family? I pray that everyone is doing well. Well, this is our royal daughter, Dorikia Umana. I made a point of pronouncing her name correctly. Now, back when she was 12 years old, basically, it says here on the title, man sentenced to life for brutal choking attack on 12-year-old girl at Fort Worth bus stop. The victim fought back during the attack, and DNA was recovered from her hands that matched Terry Wayne King the second. Let me see what we got here. I'm not going to read all of this, but anyway, a Torrance County judge sentenced a man to life in prison Wednesday for the brutal attack on 12-year-old girl as she walked to a school bus stop last year. Terry King Wayne II, 37, was convicted Tuesday of injury to a child, causing serious bodily injury, and attempted aggravated kidnapping. He received life sentences on both counts that will be served concurrently, according to the Trent County District Attorney's Office. Dorikia Umana, now 14, fought back against the man during the attack, and DNA evidence recovered from her hands matched King's, the district attorney's office said. Let's see what else we got here. Dorikia fought back with crucial. Was crucial. A prosecutor told juries during the trial, according to the DA's office. Not only did this young girl will to fight back saved her life, but it gave you the best evidence in this case, Dale Smith said. The injuries Dorikia sustained in the attack were so severe that she had to receive heart transplant, a gift from Yah, her father said. At the time when Dorikia was choked, oxygen was cut off to her vital organs. They said she received a new heart July 2018 after about 3 months after she was choked and beaten April 19th, 2018. All right, my royal family, I have 1, 2, 3 videos to share with the royal family. So we're going to hear what Dorikia's father has to say first.
Country Congo, because the Congo was there, the war. I go to Uganda like a refugee. Almost Uganda was stay almost 15 years in the camp in Uganda. But from Uganda, I came to United States, America. I bring my family, like my wife and my kids. One day, April 19, my daughter was go to school in INA, but was waiting the bus on the bus stop. The bad guy came and he catch my daughter, and he need kill. He touch on the neck and for my daughter down, and my daughter was no talking, was no working, and the heart it was no pumping, no breathing, the lungs was not working. Cook children, he tried, never found I think, but he sent my daughter on the hospital, another hospital, Dallas. On hospital Dallas, he make surgery again, because the heart was never pumping, lungs was not working. He make surgery again. He put the machine inside to help the heart pumping. 2 weeks ago, she was doing well, little bit, like talking, like walking, but 2 days ago, she came back, not talking. The doctor pulled the tube on the mouth again because the lungs are full inside. She's waiting for heart transplant, new heart, because the machine is not, it helped, but it's not enough. She's waiting for heart transplant, make new heart, because her heart is not working.
All right, my royal family. As we continue on, this is really, really, really heartbreaking. And I could see the anguish in this king's eyes because, you know, he wasn't able to be there for his daughter. But, I mean, something as innocent as going to school. So as we continue on, my royal family.
Tonight we are hearing for the first time from a young girl attacked while walking to her school bus stop in West Fort Worth.
It's been just over a year since the 12-year-old was knocked to the ground and choked. And tonight she's talking about her long road to recovery.
Alice Barr has the story you will see only on NBC5.
Yeah.
Dorika Wimana does her best to live in the moment.
To forget about it.
To forget about the day in April of last year when a stranger attacked her out of nowhere while she was walking to the school bus.
When I see him, I was scared. I think, who's that man?
Fort Worth police say 35-year-old Terry Wayne King lured Dorika over, asking her for help, then knocked her to the ground and started choking her. The bus pulled up just in time to scare him away, and Dorika stumbled on board.
The children say, what happened to you?
Dorika would spend the next 5 months in the hospital.
Oh, the heart was not working, the lungs was not working.
It was so bad she needed a heart transplant. Then earlier this year, her body started rejecting the new heart. Now, Dorika takes medication 3 times a day.
Forever. Yeah, the rest of life.
To keep the transplant working. It's a lot to take for a family that came to the U.S. as refugees from the Democratic Republic of Congo, seeking a safer life.
But here too, I get that some problem, you know. He took my daughter.
Dorika's father is looking forward to facing her attacker in court.
I need to see face to face.
He doesn't understand why this happened to her, but he's grateful for the support that kept her alive and kept his family going.
The school help, the hospital, the police, everybody.
Just like Dorika's new heart, the family's transplant into a new country is now stronger than ever.
The problem starts, and after that, you take the good future.
In Fort Worth, Alice Barr, NBC5.
And King is set to go to trial.
Okay, as we continue on, my royal family.
Young girl, the victim, a refugee. She was beaten and choked. She survived to face her accuser in court today. Police in Fort Worth worked for months to track down the truck driver who is now on trial. Jason Allen gets us underway. He's inside the Tim Curry Criminal Justice Center in Fort Worth. I know you've been inside watching most of the day, but the DNA evidence specifically, tell me what you've heard prosecutors are going to use in terms of trying to connect him with that to the crime.
Yeah, this is interesting, and this is really how the trial kind of finished up for the day, and they just finished their first day here in the last few minutes, Doug. And the victim, as you're going to see here in a moment, she's a fighter, and when she found herself on the ground and under attack, she may have scratched away the evidence needed to solve this case.
17 months after she was nearly choked to death, Dorika Wimana came face to face with her accused attacker. Police believe it was Terry Wayne King who saw the girl walking to her bus in April of 2018, hit her, and choked her before the approaching bus scared him away.
He brought me by here and he threw me on the floor. Were you able to breathe when he had his hands around your neck? You probably more? No. Were you scared? You probably yes.
Her face was black, her hair was black. She had grass. She had grass all over her body and
Bus driver Teresa Dover testified that despite the injuries, it appeared the girl would be okay. But soon she was struggling to breathe, and with fluid in her lungs, was rushed to the hospital.
She was scared, shaking, she looked upset.
Investigators testified that as many as 10 different security videos from nearby businesses led them to King. He admitted to being in some of the videos, but denied it was him in others. The prosecutor said it was Dorica who will ultimately connect King to the case. While her attacker was choking her, she scratched at him, and prosecutors said under her fingernails was King's DNA.
They just showed a video in court here in the last few minutes when they arrested King, and he fought against that warrant that said he had to give up his DNA. They eventually showed they had to take it by force. To this point, prosecutors have not talked about a possible motive for the crime, but he faces up to life in prison if he's convicted.
Well, my royal family, 17 months. That 17 continues to appear in my life and anyone else that is designated that number, overcoming the enemy in a complete victory. And if you look back in this particular segment of this video, when you see the school bus pass, it said, I think the numbers were 593. Well, 5 plus 9 plus 3 is 17. So Yah speaks in many, many ways, my royal family. So, and then we do see the number 11, and we know what that represents. That seems to be popping up quite frequently. And 11 is chaos, disorder, and judgment. So as we continue on with this last video, my royal family,
Good news right now, a judge just sentenced a man to life in prison for assaulting a young girl. She was walking to her school bus stop in Fort Worth when it happened. WFAA's Eric Alvarez is covering the trial in Tarrant County and joins us live. What are you hearing, Eric?
Yeah, well, we just heard that sentence just a few minutes ago, and I wanted to tell you why this has been such a long-awaited day for that young girl and her family. Now, Dorica Uwimana and her family moved here to the United States, fleeing violence in the Congo. They were looking for a better and safer life, but when they got here, that sense of security was ripped away in that brutal attack. But today in the courtroom, her family finally found a sense of relief once again. Terry Wayne King II, silent in the courtroom as Dorica's family described just how difficult the last few months have been. Prosecutors say last April, King attacked Dorica as she was walking to her bus stop in West Fort Worth. She was choked with such force the flow of oxygen was cut off from her vital organs. Her injuries so severe, she had to have a heart transplant. Through an interpreter, her father says Dorica will need continuing medical treatment for the rest of her life.
Dorica has to take the medications because if once she stopped taking those medications and she wants the heart will not work anymore, so she will die.
Now, King declined to testify on his own behalf today. The life sentence comes a day after a jury found him guilty of assault causing serious bodily injury to a child and attempted aggravated kidnapping. Live in Fort Worth, I'm Eric Alvarez.
All right.
Well, my royal family, that is a sweet victory. It's just heart-wrenching that our royal daughter will have to live the rest of her life taking medication, and I could even tell that the medication, keeps weight on her, and it has. I know this has affected her psyche, and this beast, he gonna need to watch his back in jail. This is a coward ass bitch, and if the enemy is over here listening to me, fuck you, fuck the people that produced you. And I am so happy that the royal family is completely out of our captivity, and we will continue, my royal family, as I speak into the universe, seeing victory. We will continue to see it. Just when you think we will not get victory, we will get that victory. Continue to demonstrate total faith. And as for Darika's father, I admire his leadership and being fully invested with his family and representing his family. And it's just a terrible thing that, you know, his family overall has to endure this, but he's the rock in the family, and I like how he represents his family. And I'm just happy to just see victory, but I just hate that the fact that our royal daughter will have to take medication for the rest of her life, and we'll lift her up in prayer, my royal family. So, render your voice with your beautiful divine words. And as always, my royal family, I thank you for your love. I thank you for your support. And with that said, Ashe.